This is Unity, Joy of Life. I'm Nancy Norman, and this is your weekly wisdom. Well, 2020 has certainly been filled with surprises. People often ask me what my thought is about the virus or about the elections or about the turmoil, and my answer is always the same. I don't have an answer. I don't know the answers, and I don't know the whys. I have not seen the bigger plan. We have to remember that in the tapestry of life, that we don't see the whole picture. As we move forward, we can call upon the light of God to guide us and direct us through this year and everything that's going on. Remember, light was God's first creation. In Genesis, first chapter, let there be light, and there was light. And God said it was good. So we can always turn when there's any type of a not knowing or wondering, we can simply say, let there be light. Let there be light. And we can use those words anytime we need greater clarity or greater understanding. Let there be light. And there will be light. There will be understanding. There will be guidance. Let there be light. I want to share with you today a story about a psychologist who was given a patient who was probably the angriest person she had ever dealt with. He was a star college athlete. His life was a dream, an absolute dream. He had a winning record. He excelled at sports. He loved fast cars. He had enormous recognition and many, many women. One day he developed a pain in his right leg, and the diagnosis was cancer, and the leg had to be amputated. Surgery saved his life, but it ended the life that he knew so well. He became very, very angry. He was depressed and became very self-destructive. He dropped out of school. He began abusing alcohol and drugs. He alienated friends. He barely managed to survive one car crash after another. The therapist, hoping to encourage him to show his anger and his angry feelings about himself, gave him a drawing pad and some crayons. And she asked him to draw a picture of his body. Well, he drew an outline of a vase. And down through the center of that vase, he drew very dark, crooked lines. Right down through the middle of the vase. A deep crack through the middle of the vase. Then he took a black crayon and he went over that crack over and over and over. He gritted his teeth and tears of rage began to pour down his eyes, and it was clear that the broken vase could never hold water. That broken vase could never function as a vase again. Well, the therapist folded the picture and saved it. She worked with that patient, worked with him and worked with him, and over time, slowly, he began to heal. He still had no interest in helping others or communicating with others. He was still filled with rage. He was filled with rage towards his doctors and towards the medical staff. But finally, over time, he began to reach out to others who were in a similar situation. And he helped them. He helped those patients. He helped their families. And then surgeons began seeing what he was doing and what value it was. And so they began referring their patients to him. Soon, the anger faded. 2 years later, he had his final meeting with this wonderful therapist. And she was reviewing some of the turning points in his healing. She opened his chart, and there was the picture of that vase that he had drawn, that broken vase with a crack right down the middle, with that black, wide crack right down the middle. And she held it up and she said, "Do you remember this?" And he looked at it and he said, "Yes. You know, it's not finished." He took the paper and he took a yellow crayon and he began drawing lines radiating from that crack in the vase out into the edge of the paper. Yellow lines radiating from that deep, dark crack out into the edge of the paper. Thick yellow lines. Finally, he put his finger on the crack and said, This is where the light came in. This is where the light came in. When things look hopeless and when they look their darkest, we can affirm, let there be light. Let there be light. Albert Einstein said, in the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity. In the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity. This is a time that is rich with opportunities. Let there be light. Let there be light. God bless you and have a wonderful week.